Yes, let us do this, man. Finn, you were back for episode 3, though.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know,
I'm
you
back.
you
I'm
you are
back.
back, and episode 2 was on fire, man. I really enjoyed episode 2, man.
Well, let's make
So
episode 3 even better.
let's you wanna make this epic?
We're going to make it epic.
You wanna make it epic? Well, I've hit
Yeah.
record already, so all I need to do is just let us get this thing going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's
Let's
up,
start it.
guys? So welcome back to the channel. It's your boy. Okay. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich and Finn Krause in the house here. Finn Krause in the house actually rhymes, but it's episode 3 of Over Under, where I'm gonna ask Finn a few things in the football world, and he's gonna let me know if they're overrated, underrated, or properly rated, and he is going to do the same. So, guys, I advise you to grab a glass of your favorite beverage, a bowl of popcorn, or a bag of your favorite snack. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ben, first one I got for you, I'm going to come out the tracks real hot today. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Ooh, Zlatan, the king, the lion himself. I think Zlatan is heavily underrated. I think people, I never hear people list him as one of the greatest strikers. When you get the debate of who do you think the best striker is, I hardly ever hear anyone say Zlatan. But I think what he's done in his career has been phenomenal. Look, over 500 career goals, but that happens when you play for 60 years, I think, no matter who you are. But yeah, I think the clubs he's played for, the trophies he's won, the impact he's had at clubs, even if he doesn't win the league title like at Manchester United, didn't win the Premier League, but definitely had the biggest impact in the team. And we saw that when he was injured. I have to say, to me, Zlatan, being one of the best strikers of all time, in my opinion, and not enough people talking about him, I think he deserves to be underrated. I think that he deserves to be thought of on a higher pedestal than he already is. Maybe not as high on a pedestal as Zlatan thinks Zlatan is, but he deserves to be on a higher pedestal, I think.
I actually think Zlatan overrates Zlatan.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Because you get it, because Zlatan kind of his timing on his transfers earlier, when moving from Barcelona, well, when he moved from Inter, then Inter went on to win the Champions League, and then moved from Barca win the Champions League. These things, you know what I mean? So it seems like he's been chasing that Champions League glory for a while, then went to the MLS. Maybe when he went to the MLS, that would have been a better opportunity to go to a team that had potential to win the Champions League. You see what I mean? So his timing of some of his transfers have been kind of off. But overall, he has definitely conquered every league that he went to play in. Even though he didn't win the Premier League title, he still won the Europa League. And as you said, he was the best player at Manchester United. But I think he still feels like there's something missing, and that is the Champions League title, which he's definitely not going to win with AC Milan. And I agree, a bit underrated, his career. He has now come back to play for Sweden. So let's see if it could help them, advance deep into the Euros and qualify for the 2022 World Cup. Do you think we'll see Zlatan at another World Cup?
You know what? I want to make the joke. I really do want to make the joke that we're going to see him for the next 3, but unfortunately, I think this is the last one. It's also just been released in the last day or two that he might be given a 3-year ban for being involved in gambling. It's just been released a day or two ago, so that's quite big. So I mean, if he's out until he's like 41 or like 42, that could be the end of Zlatan. But let's just hope it's not official that gambling's been caught Zlataning.
Wow. Wow. I didn't hear that one, but if he gets a 3-year ban, do you think Zlatan would go off for 3 years and come back? That'll be crazy.
Hey, look, I think I would love to see Zlatan come back as a manager and win the Champions League. That's the goal.
Good ones. Good one. Finn, that was gold. That was gold. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Or I should say, that was Zold.
That was just Zlatan. Okay, so Liverpool have just been knocked out of the Champions League, and I want to ask you a big question. Under or overrated the Liverpool front three?
Ooh, that's a good one, bro. That is a good one. Well, I have to say the Liverpool front three was properly rated for quite some time. You know, season after season, they have been producing. Klopp put together a majestic front three, bringing in Sadio Mane from Southampton. You know, Firmino was there already. I think he came in from Hoffenheim. And he brought in Mohamed Salah from AS Roma. And formerly of Chelsea as well, came in from AS Roma, did well in Fiorentina as well. And Salah hit the ground running in his first season and, you know, lit up the Premier League. So the front three was buzzing, man. And it was, you know, helmed as the best front three in the world, arguably the best front three in the world. You know, there was the Messi, Suarez, Neymar front three, you know, the Benzema, Ronaldo, and
Bale,
who else was Bale, You know, so I think the front three was properly rated, and with that rating and with that prolificness of the front three, they went on to go into back-to-back Champions League final, one of which they won. They got second in the Premier League, 1 point behind City, and then went on to win the Premier League the following season. But this season, this front three has been heavily overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Overrated big time, because the Liverpool fans and even football fans were still holding Salah, Mane, and Firmino in high regard, but they have let down everyone big time. Maybe not Salah, but Mane and Firmino, oh man, they have came up so short, man. They have came up so short, and it's like, I think that's the reason for Liverpool's failure this season. Failing to regain the Premier League title, failing to advance past the quarterfinal stage in the Champions League, failing in the FA Cup, failing in the Carabao Cup. They just failed at everything. They even lost the Community Shield this season. So
it's not good.
It was a total failure. Maybe some may not see it as a total failure, but it has been a total failure. And I think it's because of the failing front three, the trio of Salah, Mane, Firmino. Jota have came in and he have disrupted things a bit. He has given them a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. But I think they need to bring in another player to give these guys some competition. Maybe one or two players. So I'm going to say overrated. Big time.
Yeah, I tend to agree. They need a proper number 9 striker. Look, this front three, I think. Look, Salah's like pizza. I've always said that. Even when pizza's bad, pizza's good. But I think that turns to change when you get to Firmino and Mane, because you never knew that pizza could be bad until you dip it in orange juice. Then pizza's not good anymore. So unfortunately, that's them this season. Unfortunately, overrated in my opinion too.
Well done. Good. That was a good one though, because instead of asking me Liverpool, you asked me about the front three. Because we all thought that because Van Dijk and Gomez, you know, was absent, that Liverpool was good. That was going to be the reason, but that's not the only reason. It's the front three. See
Big
what I'm saying?
time.
Yeah.
As we saw last night,
What happened last night, bro?
For the Real Madrid-Liverpool game, Liverpool being knocked out.
Whoa, that happened?
Yeah, no, trust me, I partied all night.
I didn't know that happened. I did not know that happened. That happened for real. I thought there was going to be a comeback at Anfield, bro.
No, there still might be, they might somehow be resurrected. Somehow.
In dreams, right? In the dream world, right?
Not my dream.
All right, so Finn, I have a lovely one for you, bro. Jesse Lingard.
Oh, I'm gonna say it. I think Lingard is properly rated to underrated to overrated. Choose your season. I think Lingard at Manchester United, I would say properly rated. Let's not lie, he wasn't performing, so you can't say that he was underrated. But to an extent, I want to say underrated because, in my opinion, I think Lingard's always performed kind of well. It's ever since Solskjaer, in my opinion, took over United. I blame Solskjaer for Lingard not doing well because he didn't fit that system. I don't want to say he didn't give Lingard a chance, but let's just say Lingard didn't fit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system. But moving to West Ham United, it's a system that works for him. So I would say properly rated according to the system he's been working in.
I would say Lingard moved to West Ham, or Lingard in general now, or at the time he left Man United. It was an underrated move because, you know, he's a player that went out on loan on quite a few occasions, and he finally went back to United, and it's like he had made it. He had made it. You see what I'm saying? He was scoring goals for fun. He was celebrating. You know, he was doing his thing. Even though United haven't been, exactly, the Pied Piper and all. Even though United haven't won the league title, sorry, Finn. You know, I know you're a United fan. I don't need to rub it in or anything, but you haven't won for a while. But
we can win the Europa League. It's fine.
That's always a good cancellation price. Always a good cancellation price. But Lingard I made a video. I remember making a video about how Jesse Lingard is just one of the worst Premier League players. I think that was for the 1920 season. And last season, I think, where he went all year without scoring a goal. Like, it was like... It was
except
ridiculous.
the final minutes.
Exactly.
Final minute versus Leicester.
It was ridiculous, man, and he had to move. He had to do something. I think the move to West Ham has been the best loan move. I think it has been the best January transfer this season across all leagues.
100%.
The man has been... You know what he reminded me of? That Bruno Fernandes move from Sporting to United last January.
Game changer.
Telling you, man. Lingardinho for Ballon d'Or 2021 for sure.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so moving from a West Ham United player, I'm going to ask you, what do you think about David Moyes? Overall underrated?
Oh boy, David Moyes, man. I would say David Moyes is properly rated in my opinion, because people expect David Moyes to do something. You see what I'm saying? Because what he did at Everton, then he got a move to United. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I mean? West Ham, then he got sacked or something like that. Whatever happened there. He wasn't, And then they brought him back, and he has been overachieving this season.
He has.
You know what I'm saying?
Champions League, not bad if they get a Champions League spot.
I really want them to get Champions League. I really want them to get
over Liverpool. Yes, definitely. Please.
That would if there's any Liverpool fans watching this, which I know there will be, that would humble the Liverpool fans at least. You know what I'm saying? That would make the competition next season a lot more interesting, because Liverpool would actually want to win something, seeing that this season it has gone, you know, they went empty-handed. But going back to David Moyes, though, you know, he's finally fulfilling his potential. You know, we could assume, we could say that because he did make the Champions League with Everton before, but it wasn't anything consistent. So with him now taking West Ham, you know, maybe to the Champions League or to the Europa League. They will get Europe, I think. They will get Europe. Even a Conference League. They will get
Definitely.
It would be a big achievement. And I'm not gonna say he's overrated. He can't be overrated for what he's doing.
No.
Surely not underrated, because David Moyes has been around for some time. And you know, if for example a manager like Sean Dyche, you know what I'm saying, take Burnley now to Champions League, then you say he's underrated. I mean, I'll say David Moyes is properly rated. You know, just let's hope he does not shit the bed for the last couple of games. So, do you have anything to add though? You don't have any thought? Do you have any thoughts on Moyes?
Look, I don't. As I think you've pretty much pinpointed every point I would have said. I think for what he's done in his career, the segments in time of where he was there, I think he was rated correct according to where he was and what he was doing. I think properly rated this season, maybe overachieving, as you said. But I would say he gets the credit he deserves. When he doesn't do well, he gets the backlash. So, you know what? I think Moyes 100%. Look, he's transformed this West Ham United team. And I think that transformation he's done by bringing in this player, like Suchek, like Lingard, Sufal, all those players. I think that is underrated in terms of the transfers he's brought in, but in terms of a manager and his ability, I think I would say underrated to properly rated.
Yeah. Do you think he should have gotten, a better, a longer chance at Man United though? Seeing that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer haven't really won anything, and
I think if you're going to compare it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm going to say yes, maybe he did deserve a longer stay if you're going to compare the results that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got. But, once again, if David Moyes played for United for many years, maybe he would have. But it's very difficult to say, because I think he brought in some very good players that didn't perform. And I think that's the blame's always going to be put on the manager because of that. If those players performed, maybe otherwise. I would say, I think David Moyes maybe did deserve a slightly longer chance.
Well said. Appreciate your thoughts there. Over or underrated the Mexican national team?
Oh, I've said this for so long. I love the attack of the Mexican national team. Like, look at that attack and think about it. Like, obviously Jimenez out at the moment, but they've obviously got Lozano, they've got Herrera in the midfield. I think that this Mexico team is so underrated. I think they've got fantastic players everywhere on the pitch. I genuinely do. I think if they were European, they would get more credit, to be honest. But you know what? I think I personally really like this Mexican national team. I think that they, I don't know, it's tricky to say because they don't always perform as well as they should. But I think, looking at the quality of players in this team, if they were properly managed, or if I can say that, I think they could be a serious threat to be dealt with. So, you know what? I'm going to say underrated.
I share some of the same sentiments, but I think the Mexican national team as a whole historically has been overrated.
Yeah, historically, yeah.
You know why? Because this Mexican team, look at the players, the quality of players they produce is very, very good. Very good for a very long time. And the Mexican national team, has been to a lot of World Cups. They hosted the World Cup twice, and it's only when they hosted the World Cup they got to the quarterfinal. But since about the last 7 World Cups, they have failed to get past the round of 16. They have gotten out of their groups every single time, which means that they handled European oppositions. Last World Cup, they beat Germany. And they've handled the teams in the group. But when it comes to the round of 16, quinto partido, they just can't get to that 5th game. 7 times Mexico have been unlucky. So I'm going to say that the team always gets hyped up. They always bully the teams in CONCACAF. And then when you're supposed to go and represent the CONCACAF region by at least reaching the semis, for God's sake, you flunk out. You see what I'm saying? But, I understand what you're saying. They're underrated, being that they don't get the ratings that they do deserve. And if they were European or, let's say, South American, they would have. Or let's say maybe Mexico needs to. I don't think that's going to happen. But people have always argued that Mexico should play in CONMEBOL to, give them more competition that will in turn improve the team. So when they meet tougher oppositions, like in the round of 16 of the World Cup, they could get past them. You see what I'm saying? And not get knocked out. So I'm going to say the Mexican national team is a bit overrated if you ask me. Seriously.
So sticking to national football sides, obviously with the Euros coming up and the World Cups, all the squads are being selected and some nations have very, very competitive positions, one being England when it comes to their midfielders and wingers. And I want to ask you, Jadon Sancho, under or overrated?
Oh boy, Jadon Sancho. He's a tricky one. I like Sancho, and he has performed well for Dortmund. But this might be a bit controversial, but I must say a bit overrated because maybe decision-wise he have not made the right decisions, because when his stocks were very, very high, or maybe his stocks are still very high, I think he should have made the move. If Man United wanted you, or let's say Chelsea wanted you, make the move. You know what I'm saying? Dortmund, Sancho's agent, they should have got together and say, okay, no one's gonna pay 100 million evaluation for him. Just bring it down, make the move. Man United are desperate for him. Let him sign the thing. Let him sign the thing. Let him. Let him sign the thing.
Has it come to your mind yet that Jadon Sancho might not go to the Euros because of Jesse Lingard? Can we just think about that for a second? Oh, that would be amazing.
And with the emergence of guys like Jude Bellingham, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even though they play different positions and all that, and with Lingard playing that well, you know, Mason Mount, Foden, and maybe a Callum Hudson-Odoi doing well at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sancho injured right now. He just might not make the squad. You see what I'm saying? And that could be because of Dortmund's perennial flopping every season. They're bringing in these players. Players are performing well. Sancho, Haaland, so on and so on. Bellingham now. And they're not even in a Champions League position right now. So I'm gonna say a bit overrated. I like that he actually, you know, let's say he was rebellious enough to leave City, where if he had stayed, who knows, he may have been, you know, at Phil Foden heights right now, because let's be honest, Phil Foden is higher up the pecking order than Sancho right about now. And
by far, yeah.
Sancho left, he went to the Bundesliga, bullied the Bundesliga, you know what I'm saying? Whole lot of assists, whole lot of goals, and he is still there. So let's say, what if he decides to move this summer, and when he moves, like, he has basically already peaked, and he flops. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. He needs to show that it's not just Borussia Dortmund he can do that, because last season his numbers were crazy. But I think if he wants to prove himself, he needs to play for a Champions League team.
Well, he was playing for a Champions League team in Borussia Dortmund. But I'm saying maybe you meant to say Premier League team.
But you know what? If it's Manchester United, sure. If it's Chelsea, no, that's not what I meant.
But yeah, next season definitely he got to play for a Champions League team, because Dortmund I don't think they made the Champions League.
No.
So the last one I got for you here, I got one more for you, and this one would be a good one. VAR.
VAR is a tricky one, as I've always stated, which people either love me or hate me for. I don't know if VAR is the problem. I think it's the people who are using it that just don't know how to use it. But I'm going to say probably properly rated, because I think people don't like it, and I tend to agree with that. It's a very tricky one. I think it depends on the day. Obviously, as football fans, we are quite biased. It's like, if it works in our favor, we absolutely love it. But I hate VAR for the passion it's got rid of. Can you imagine in the 89th minute or the 93rd minute in a Champions League final in like 1999, if you scored a goal and they said, okay, well, let me run to my box. You can't do that. VAR has killed the passion of sports, and that's why I'm totally against it. As I said, I think majority of people in the football world tend to agree with me. So I'm going to say properly rated. People don't like it. It doesn't work. I think the only people who do rate it are maybe, I don't even know if the people who use it rate it anymore. But I'm going to say properly rated. It doesn't, well, I guess it works, but for what it's done to the sport, it's properly rated, I say.
Yeah, I do agree with a lot of things you have said, but I think VAR is needed, bro, in this day and age where we want receipts, bro. You understand? We want receipts. We want proof, man. You know, and there have been, I know it may have killed like a lot of arguments, you know what I mean, that people used to have at the bar and all of that. Was it a goal? Was it not a goal? You know, was it a handball? Was it not a handball? But the thing is, you know what I mean, VAR is necessary because there's been a lot of dodgy decisions made. But then the thing is, VAR is making dodgy decisions again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, once again, yeah.
The way the human mind works is like, if it doesn't go for you, then you hate it. But once it works
Yes.
for you, you're like, oh my God, thank God for VAR, because that guy was offside. Look, his leg
Yeah.
was, beyond
You
the
can
line.
see it. There's the line.
Exactly. He's offside. But if VAR wasn't there and the flag was not raised and that player went on to score, win the Champions League final, you'll be heartbroken. Your heart would be shattered into 1,000 pieces, because you know in your heart that it was offside. But with the presence of VAR, it will be able to pick up something like that. But then the team that would have benefited from the non-offside call would feel, aggrieved and be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I hate VAR, I this. But I think, it's there to help the referees, and they should use it to do that. You see what I mean? Like for example, even in the City Dortmund game where Emre Can handed the ball, if you go back and you check, a lot of people are saying it wasn't a handball. And most people are saying it wasn't a handball because they don't like City. They want City to get knocked out in the quarterfinals so they could laugh at City again. And if you look at what Emre Can did, it was a horrible decision on the player's behalf. Exactly. All you had to do, a ball is coming in, you head the ball. You put your hands would be like this, and you head the ball away. Or
don't put your arms out.
It was at the height where you could smash the ball with your foot and not your head. So it was a horrible decision made by the player. He was in two minds. It was a really good square by Phil Foden, you know what I'm saying? Future legend, by the way. And
Current legend.
Emre Can decides to push his hand out like this and put his head like this, which means that he had intentions of, if it didn't hit his head, hit his arm. It was inadvertently done. He didn't do it on purpose, but it was a bad decision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think VAR is, you said it's properly rated. I think VAR could fit all three ratings, man.
I agree.
Some people may think it's overrated. Others may think it's underrated. Some may say it's properly rated. But that's just how I think. It's hard to pinpoint where it's rated right now. It's all over the place. It's the needle is like doing this right now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
So a player who will be hopefully maybe playing in the Champions League semi-final, it depends who the manager picks for the team. But I want to ask you, under or overrated Olivier Giroud?
I would say underrated, you know what I'm saying? Because, see what he does when he's on the field. And he bagged 4 against Sevilla, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't be
madness.
You can't be overrated if you do that. But the fact that he doesn't get picked as often as maybe he thinks he should. So, and maybe Chelsea will do a lot better with Olivier Giroud up top, being that he is a lot more clinical than the likes of Havertz, Werner, and maybe Tammy Abraham has a case as well.
Definitely, in my opinion, yeah.
So maybe, Giroud and Tammy Abraham does not fit the style of play that Tuchel wants, or maybe Tuchel just prefers the Germans. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I think he does, eh?
And he don't like the French or the English players. I don't know, man. Well, the strikers, I should say, not the players, because he does play French and English players with
If
Kante.
I speak, I will be in trouble.
Yeah, Kante and Zuma, French. You have the likes of Mount and Reece James and all of these English players. So yeah, but I would say Olivier Giroud is underrated. For the quality of goals that he scores, and you know what I mean.
France's second top goal scorer of all time. Yeah, that's insane.
He should be starting more games for Chelsea, in my opinion. And I think that I don't think he didn't start any of the Champions League games for the quarterfinals. I don't think he started any of the quarterfinal games, if the last time I checked. And it's just, he needs to leave.
I agree. Before he gets too old, he needs to go.
He's already up there in terms of the football, football.
Yeah, 33, 34, I think.
I think he's 34 right about now. But, I do think he is underrated. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with 100%. Like everything you've said, I think he's so underrated. He's a lethal clinical striker. Look, he's not underrated in terms of he's not going to bag 20 goals a season, 15 goals a season, but he definitely deserves more game time. He would be Chelsea's like main top goal scorer in the Premier League if he started. I'm not going to say he's going to score 15, 20 goals, but he'll definitely have more goals than the other strikers. He's definitely more experienced. He's one of those players like Zlatan, for example. And yes, make that the title. Giroud is like Zlatan? No, but he's one of those players who you won't see him the whole game, but when he has a shot, it's a goal. He's one of those players.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why Tuchel doesn't play him as much because of his work rate. Who knows?
Maybe.
But guys, that has been episode 3 of Over Under with your boy Dominic Rich and Finn Kraus from the Finn Kraus Football Channel. A link to Finn's channel will be in the description box, of course. So make sure you subscribe to both our channels. Like the video if you did like the video. Let us know if you think, all the players, the managers, the things, the footballing, things that we ask each other about is overrated, underrated, or popularly. It's properly rated, and we do appreciate you watching this video. So, from your boy Finn and I, thanks for watching another one. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad.
Cheers.
All right.
You want to go first?
See?
Yeah.
So, you want to go first? You want to do rock, paper, scissors? Rock, paper, scissors? Rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper.
Rock, paper. Okay, let's go.
The lag's not going to... Okay.
Rock, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
You can start. I'll let you. You start.
Yeah, you did. You put paper, right? I put scissors.
Yeah, that's paper.
So,
yeah.
Bam, scissor cut paper. I'll start.